Hey everyone, welcome back to this new View episode, and today we are going to continue working on our tutorial for the Python object-oriented programming, and we are going to focus on the normal method. Why I'm saying normal? Because attached to a class there is so many other type of method that this one is considered as normal, and this normal method is written like this one. So we do have our object or instance that we have declared. Same here for like book equal the class of the book here. And after that we put a dot, same as the attribute we created. But the difference here, so by adding here the method name, we also add two parentheses and arguments. So the method which is attached to the class will be behaving same as a function, but this one will have the ability to connect directly with the object. So let's have an example to understand what's going on directly. So we are going to start by creating a very simple method. So this first method will help us because we do have authors here in a list. And let's say we would like to have them in a string, something much easier. So what we can create here, let's create, so same declared same as a function, and we add here, so let's put authors, let's add here like authors, but we add str, we would like to get them as a string. And the first argument for a method connected to the class have to be self. Self is not the specific word, you can use whatever different word, but when it's attached to a class, the first argument that here is commonly agreed for the Python to be self is the one referring to the object itself. So let's put here return, and what we are going to put is here this kind of comma, and we are going to put a join here, and what we are going to join is self dot here the authors. Okay, one of the problems that we do have here is that this attribute of the class is not already declared within the class, and this is what we are going to do later on. But we will see how the object now will behave as we do have this one. So let's save like this, and let's try to put something like print. Let's print the book one here, and I already have my method. So the system, the Visual Studio is already helping me and showing me this method. So by doing this, by doing authors str and putting like this, so you can see that this has been accepted, and let me save. So let's go and run it in Python to see what is going to happen. So there is a problem here. There is no attribute authors. Of course, I need to copy this one just to not make the mistake and just paste it here. It's just a typo. So let's clear the console and run it again. So here I do have not anymore a list, but thanks to this method, which just got inside the data of my object. So this self is really going back to my object itself. And here it goes to self.authors with this one and just make a string from it using the join function. And you can see here, this also join is a kind of a method of the string type or the string object. Okay, so we do have this one like this one. So if I do also the same thing for the book 2, so you guess it, the book 2 or the method will go inside the book 2, and there is only one person here. So let's try and run it again. So we do have only the Stephen Covey, and we do have only this, like the method just went to the data inside went inside the data of the object and just transformed it and returned a function. So here there is no change in this data, just returning something. And this is a behavior of function. So we can attach to the class as a code a function that can be used directly by the object. And this is extremely helpful to do some stuff and to simplify a lot of code. Another thing that the method can do is beside returning some stuff. So this is the one that will be returning some stuff. Sorry, here. We can also initiate some object attribute. So for example, if I put this one, add the favorite like this, and we just add self. Okay, so what we are going to put here is adding self dot favorite is favorite, and that will be equal to true. Okay, so now let's take a look on what's going on. So let's here comment these two lines and go to the book one and put is favorite. So we will have this one, and then if we go and print it, so just no, not is favorite because we don't have it yet, but we go to add favorite like this, and then print book one and check if it's is favorite. So is, wait just a moment, do not make a copy. So print book one and take this one is favorite like this, and let's see what will happen. So by doing so and by running the code, let me clean the cancel and running this one. So is favorite is initiated and within the object itself. But if I print the book 2, which has not been initiated for the is favorite, which is not now initiated, so if I copy this one and try to do it here, I will generate a mistake or an error. So by doing here, book object has no attribute is favorite. So just by this method, we could add a new attribute. This is not the best way of doing this, but it's just to see that we can add attribute by the method itself. Okay, and last part, let's say for these books, like for book one, let's add book one. I do say we can add another attribute, we call it rating, and that will be a 5 here. And for the book 2 here, we add the same rating. Okay, oh sorry, sometimes yeah, the VS Code is a little bit like have a lot of want to work further. So both of them have an initial rating of 5. So let's create a method that will change this rate, and that will be a rate that decrease or increase. So what we can put here is improve rate, for example, and that will be a self here, just a self, and after that will be self, and you see this, you can already understand what I'm going to do. Will be going to a minimum, for example, by improving between a 10, which will be the maximum rating, or self dot rating plus 1. And on the other hand, if we would like to decrease the rating, so here and here I will maybe downgrade, and that will be a maximum between a 0 and the rating -1. So if we go here and we do have our rating, so let's remove all this one because we don't need it anymore. So if we print our book here, so book 1 dot rating, and also we print the book 2 dot rating, then after that we do a downgrade, so the book 1 will be here. We can add the method here to improve rate, and the book 2 we go to downgrade rate. And if we check again by printing again and take a look what's going on, so let's clean here and run it in the console, so we can see that First of all, my book 1 rating was initially at 5, same for the book 2. But after that, by applying this method inside, by using the self that we added here, that has been impacted. So for the first one, we improved the rate. So it became a +1 and the rating becomes 6. However, in the second one, as we downgraded the book rating, we got 4 here, and then the book 2 or the second object had the attribute value has changed. And that's how the methods are really helpful. So those are very simple examples, but this will help a lot to create more complicated function that will act directly on the object or the instance of the class. So now that we have seen the normal methods, it's very important to start looking into the special methods, called sometimes Denda or magic, and that will be in the next video.